Hello, everybody, and welcome to another 18 Minutes with 180 Markets. And well, friends, the IPO window on the ASX is starting to open, but it's opening for those companies that really have a great value proposition. And in that value proposition, a company we are talking with today, StepChange, is an enterprise consulting service that is taking advantage of these enterprise software platforms and specifically SAP. Because for those of you that don't know, SAP is one of the largest software solutions in the world, but it still does require that human touch that consultants bring to the table, especially as AI takes precedence and we have to integrate further and further. But therein lies the opportunity. And joining us today is StepChange Managing Director, Shane Bransby. And Shane is going to tell us all about the business, the recurring revenue nature of it, and why there is so much sky ahead. And with that, Shane, welcome.
Thank you, Greg. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Great. Hey, Shane, everybody has a story, and this is not your first radio nor the chairman's. Maybe just give us a little bit of background about the people involved in StepChange.
Sure. Thanks, Greg. Yes, I've been involved in the IT services for many years now, Greg, and over the years I've done multiple transactions through M&A and strategy for large groups. What that did, it gave me great understanding of the industry. I got to see a significant amount of business models and obviously what was driving the vendors when they were about to sell or when they wanted to grow. So what that did is that allowed us to put together a strategy and a vision, which is in StepChange now, that we are obviously taking to the market. One of the exciting things is that what we do with part of our mandate is that we've got to bring the vendors along for the ride. They are key to the success of the business, and all the vendors that we talk to who will be part of our journey are buying into the long-term vision. They want to be involved in something that's scalable. They want to be SAP aligned, but also what they're looking for is to give their staff a long-term career path. So that's the reason we're doing a lot of the StepChange in the IPO market. But also doing that, you need experienced board members. Our chairman, Jeff Lewis, started a company and then sold it for approximately $350 million enterprise value. And Jeff's had many years' experience doing this. We've been involved and known each other now for 25 years. So he's the chairman and has a huge amount of experience. Our CFO has been in the capital markets now for pretty close to 20 years. So we've got a good team. And as we go through this journey, more will join along the way.
Right. Actually, for people that are not so familiar with the consulting markets within enterprise software like an SAP, can you just describe in somewhat layman's terms what the consultants actually do?
Sure, Greg. The premise of the business is that we do, obviously, business and IT services consulting. A significant amount of businesses, and probably most businesses around the world of size, have some sort of IT infrastructure. They're usually powered by large vendors. SAP is obviously the group that we're aligning with. Others you may have heard of in Microsoft, Oracle, Salesforce. What you're seeing now is that this digital transformation and the move to the cloud is quite significant. It's happening at breakneck speed. The pace of innovation in the cloud now happens on a weekly and a monthly basis. The old way of doing it was on premise. It would take significant amount of time to develop new technologies and implement new technologies. Our consultants implement these modules that power the ERP systems of large global companies.
Right. And again, so say a company, they have the SAP system in place, they want to upgrade the software. Well, that's where you come into play.
Correct. And what we're seeing now is that, again, that movement to cloud. So we're seeing new product come to market very, very regularly. We are obviously innovating with that particular product, but having that experience, especially in SAP, you learn a lot about that particular vendor. So that actually helps our clients get to market quicker, and we are able to introduce new technologies. We work side by side with the clients, and that helps them obviously move to the cloud and other parts of their business a lot quicker.
Right. And now turning to the revenue model, can you just describe a typical type of contract that you may sign with a client?
Yes, we're purely consultancy business. We've been now in business for 22 years. So while that gives us a great understanding of how our clients spend, obviously, and the projects that they've got coming up, we're traditionally anywhere between 6, 12 months. We've got overarching frameworks in deals for 3 years plus. So it depends on the project that you're working on. But what we get great comfort with is that we've been working with these businesses now for over 20 years, and there are new businesses coming on or new logos coming on, and they will follow a similar path as they grow as well.
Right. So this creates this big revenue, I suppose, an annual recurring revenue in the past that continues on, but there are also growth opportunities as well.
Yes, correct. And I think with new projects, we're based in Western Australia at the moment, and part of our strategy is to obviously grow inorganically with geographical expansion. But we're very much exposed to mining, oil and gas, and critical minerals. So the vertical and the growth in these particular industry is quite significant. You'll see that through obviously announcements that are made with these large top 20 ASX companies. We work closely with them. So that gives us some confidence that we can see forward quite a few years, depending on the projects that they've got coming to market. You see huge investments in these projects. We're very close to the start of the stack, as I would call it, because developing the IT infrastructure to run these particular projects is quite significant. So we're usually involved in the early stages. That might be through strategy or leadership. And then obviously implementation as the project comes to fruition.
Right. And Shane, and you mentioned inorganic. So that would obviously, by definition, mean that there are acquisitions and it is a fragmented field. But again, you and Jeff have a lot of experience. Can you just talk about what you look for in acquisitions?
Sure. Thanks, Greg. Yes, in regards to the acquisitions, this obviously is as part of my background. We really look at the vendors first. We want them to buy into the vision. It's quite a critical part of our first discussions. We've created the vision. We want to scale, and scaling is quite an important part of our mandate. That will mean obviously bringing in inorganic strategy via acquisition. So the vendors need to buy into the longer term vision. So that's one of the first things. They have to also be complementary or enhance our current capabilities. We align that now with what clients are asking for.
Right.
Again, going back to it early on, innovation is happening at breakneck speed. They're asking questions. Can you supply this capability? So capability is very high in our decision making, but also what we look for is obviously certain revenue, certain percentages that these particular companies need to hit as well. And the final piece of the puzzle, geographical expansion, is quite important. We
Right.
want to be able to service clients on the East Coast, no different from what we do on the West Coast.
Right. And now turning towards the IPO itself that's coming up here. And obviously, that's a big incentive to get people on board. Can you just talk to us about it?
Yes, and part of the reason of going to IPO, Greg, is that when we're dealing with larger clients, they want that expanded balance sheet, and an IPO or a listed entity is able to do that. That's quite an important piece of the puzzle when you're looking to scale. That allows us to grow into larger projects that traditionally probably haven't been in the domain of these private businesses. That's a fantastic opportunity. The other important thing down the track, when other companies look to disrupt and look at maybe taking companies out, is that we really value governance and compliance. That's really an important part of what we do, and that also gives our clients a lot of comfort with governance compliance. The IPO market now is starting to turn, as you said
Right.
in your opening
Not
comments.
for every company, but some.
Not for every company, but profitable companies that have been
Yes.
around for a long time. So they're not a lot of IT services companies. Many years ago, there was probably a dozen. There's now 2 or 3. So we've got this great opening and great opportunity to bring this to market, obviously through the IPO.
Right. And for investors out there, as you said, there's not that much choice in this space on the ASX. So that this is obviously bringing something new to the clients.
It is, and as I said earlier, there's good sustainable revenue. You're actually in an industry that the world is digital transformation.
Absolutely.
Cloud is happening. That is not going anywhere. So that's a significant opportunity. But also being exposed to mining, oil and gas. It is another vertical that's growing. It's powering a lot of our exports out of Australia. We're at the forefront of that transformation, being IT services consultants. So we've got consistency, we're profitable, and we've got some great verticals we're working with. We'll bring new logos on. We like critical minerals, we like health. There's other areas that we will concentrate on as time goes on.
Right. Shane, thank you so much for your time. We know it's an extremely busy time for you right now, but if there are one or two comments you'd like every investor or prospective investor to know about StepChange, what would they be?
I think probably the best way to describe it, or what we see, is we're looking to build out a scalable independent group that these large companies now have got an option to go to. We are obviously based in Australia. I think having that sovereign offering is quite important in today's environment. We're a very experienced group within this industry. We've got great domain experience in IT services, and we've got part of our team who have done this before quite a few times. I think with that, the consistency in revenue and the digital transformation that's happening around the world is a great combination to get involved as an investor in this offering.
Great. Shane, thank you very much for the time. We look forward to the next few months with the IPO.
Thank you very much, Greg.
Bye-bye.
Pleasure to join. Thank you.